Can you make water explode? Well, maybe not water per se, but with a simple technique, we can turn one of the most abundant materials on Earth into a highly explosive gas. In this project, we're building a generator that uses electricity to convert this into this. For this project, we're going to need some stainless steel. I'm at a local fabrication company, and not only do they have plenty of scrap metal to choose from, they're even willing to help me cut it to custom sizes. A job that would have taken me hours with a pair of tin snips and a hacksaw only takes a matter of minutes with their equipment. This is 20 gauge stainless steel, and this hydraulic punch is being used to cut precise holes in the tops and bottoms of the plates. When finished, I have 12 plates measuring 3 inches by 6 inches, 4 plates at 1.5 by 6 inches, and 3 1-inch connector bands that are 6 inches, 4.5 inches, and 3.25 inches. A belt sander is perfect for smoothing down the jagged edges around the hole, and now it's time to head home and get to work. We'll need these 4-inch ABS cleanout fittings, 3/8 inch poly tubing, as well as some scrap 4-inch and 2-inch acrylic tubing I found at a plastics company. When I peel the protective layer from the plates, it reveals a beautiful and attractive surface. But that's not what we want for this project. Instead, we'll need to hunt down some sandpaper. This is 100 grit, and I'll place 2 plates in a diamond shape and sand them from top to bottom. Then rotate 90 degrees and repeat. These scuff marks will increase the surface area on the plates and increase the efficiency of the generator. Okay, I've finished off both sides of the plates, and you can see the crisscross pattern etched into the metal. The 1.5 inch plates are sanded as well, but the 3 connector bands are not. Alright, it's time to cut this acrylic tubing to size, so I'm using a chop saw to trim the edge smooth. Then I'll measure 7 inches and cut nice and slowly so that I don't chip the plastic. As the blade cuts, the friction also helps heat the plastic, leaving a fairly clear edge. After I've cut 5 inches of the 2-inch tubing, it's time to make some connections. With some gentle persuasion, I've managed to fit the large acrylic tube into the cleanout adapter. But before we push them together, let's add a liberal amount of clear silicone caulking all around the outer base. This will also go on the inside, being very careful not to get any silicone on the threads. Now we can use a rubber hammer to tap the tubing all the way into place and clean up the excess silicone. Paper towel works well, and in a few minutes it's all cleaned up. Now we can flip this over and repeat the process of attaching, caulking this part and this part, tapping into place, and cleaning up the excess. While I'm in the mood for cleaning, I'll use my adhesive remover to assist in cleaning off the UPC stickers, then give everything one final wipe down. I'm going to seal the bottom with a 4-inch ABS cleanout plug and some ABS cement. The gooey black cement is applied to the threads of both parts. Then I'll use this piece of scrap wood from my Solar Scorcher frame project to help screw it in tight. The excess is removed, and we can let it sit here to cure. While that's drying, let's get to work on making the bubbler. I want to attach this 1/4-inch 90-degree elbow to the cap, so when the stickers are removed, I'll grab my 1/2-inch drill bit and a tap. The hole is drilled in the center, then tapped at 18 thread, just before adding pipe tape to the elbow adapter and screwing into place. When that's tight, and I repeated the exact same process with the other cap, I'm happy to see they fit snug on the acrylic tubing. It looks unfinished though, so I'm going to use these top pieces from 2 trap adapters to slide onto the tubing first, and now when I add the cap, they screw together, giving this piece a clean professional look. Okay, now it's time to work on the generator plates. Similar to the bubbler caps, I'm drilling a 1/2-inch hole into the top of the 4-inch cleanout plug. When that's tapped to 18 thread, we can add pipe tape to a 3/8 inch swivel elbow and screw that into place. You can see that this swivels 360 degrees, and that's mostly for convenience. Using a 5/16 drill bit, I'll make holes on either side of the cap, and these will be for attaching the generator plates. I cut this hole a little close to the edge, but no problem, my belt sander easily rounded the edges, and now it's a perfect fit. Next, I'll mark the 2 smaller bands at about 2 3/4 inch, and use my bench vise and a rubber hammer to bend them to 90-degree angles. The 6-inch piece is marked at 1 3/4 inches and 4 1/4 inches, then bent into a U shape. A 5/16 coarse thread nylon bolt is cut into 2 pieces 4 inches long. I'll get some nylon washers ready and add 2 stainless steel jam nuts to the end of each bolt. The bolts are fitted with 2 of the connector straps and 1 of the smaller plates, then a plastic washer is added on each bolt. These washers are 3/4 inches in diameter and about 0.06 inches thick. Another 1.5-inch plate is added and secured with a nut on each bolt, and now the big plates can go on. I'm stacking these in the order of plate, washers, plate, nuts, and repeating until I've got a total of 8 plates in place. This is the center of the generator, and the other connector strap is added at the top and secured with another nut. I'll add one more nut to the bottom to compensate for the gap, and then get back to my routine of adding plate, washers, plate, nuts, until I run out of big plates. The 2 smaller plates are added last, and now all we need to do is trim down the bolt ends to about 1/2 inch so we can snap the bottom connector into place, add a nut, and tighten. The other bolt also gets a finishing nut and then is trimmed down, and now we just need to turn the generator around and move these screws so that we can tighten the inner ones. The generator plates are done and looking very nice, so let's connect them up to the 4-inch plug. To do that, I'll add a nut to the 5/16 inch by 2-inch stainless steel bolt and push them through the hole in the right connector strap. This 1/4-inch washer is stainless steel on one side and rubber on the other, and I'll push that down the bolt with the rubber side up. That's all repeated on the left side, and now the cap is placed over the bolts. 2 more washers are added, this time with rubber side down and secured with another nut. Using an Allen wrench, the nut is tightened securely, and then a few more nuts and metal washers are added to the post for convenience. This piece is finished. I'm really happy with it, and when I dry fit it into the casing and screw it into position, I'm starting to get excited. We're going to need a way to secure the bubbler to the side, so using some leftovers from the 2-inch pipe, I'll very carefully cut 2 3/4-inch thick circles, then use a wood 2x4 to hold the piece flat while I trim off the top. What I've done is created a clip for our bubbler, and you can see it clips easily onto the tube and holds it firmly in place. The other circle is cut, and a belt sander used to match the pieces as closely as possible. I've got some leftover acrylic rod from my fire piston project, and I'll cut off 2 pieces about 1.5 inches long. I'll use some acrylic glue to secure the clips to the connector rods, and after 2 minutes, they're firm, but will still take over 2 days to fully cure. While those are setting, I'll use scissors to cut my poly tube at 20 inches and another piece at 2 inches. The 2-inch piece connects to a one-way check valve and gets inserted into the swivel elbow. This will prevent anything from flowing back into the generator. The 20-inch tube goes on the other end of the valve and then connects to one of the bubbler elbows. It looks like we're ready to attach the clips to the body, so let's use the bubbler body as a form for spacing the clips, and with the generator on its side, find where it balances. That looks good there, so acrylic glue is added to the clips and replaced on the body. When it sets, I'll use a little more glue in the gaps and remove the bubbler to let it cure. In the meantime, we can ready 6 cups of distilled water and some flakes of potassium hydroxide. 4 teaspoons of flakes will act as a catalyst to help the electricity flow. So when they're stirred in, we can open the generator body and attach a coffee filter to filter the fluid into the super cleaned casing. The filter is removed and thread tape is added to the cap, then the generator plates are slowly inserted into the solution and screwed in watertight. To finish up, we can remove the top cap from the bubbler, add some water, and screw it back together. The remainder of the poly tube is attached to the bubbler elbow, and there it is, a sexy looking hydroxy generator. This system produces an extremely powerful oxyhydrogen gas. Running on 2 car batteries, it'll make about 5 liters per minute, and when the gas is used, it simply turns back into water. The amount of water already in this system is enough to produce thousands and thousands of liters of fuel. Some people say that this is the fuel of the future. Whether or not that's true, the amount of power in the gas is humbling. Well, there's how to build a simple water fuel converter. If you like this project, perhaps you'll like some of my others. Check them out at thekingofrandom.com.